All right, Marissa in Washington. You're live with Eric and V. What would you like to talk about?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I called a few months ago, and I just couldn't deconverted or whatever like a few months ago, and I feel super behind socially and educationally, and I was wondering if you guys ever felt that way and how you kind of dealt with it, because I kind of feel like I have to learn everything all at once before I can tell anybody that I lost my faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That
that hits super close to home for me, Marissa. That is exactly the situation I was in, especially for certain subjects, right? Like history and science specifically. Both of those, I realized after leaving, I had a really bad miseducation on those two subjects, and I needed to relearn everything, and I didn't even know where to start. And one thing that I didn't want to do is just take stuff on faith again, right? And be like, oh, well, of course evolution's real. I don't know why. I don't understand, but yeah, it is. I actually wanted to get to know, okay, what did I miss out on? What is the process? How do I break this down? The best way that I found, honestly, is finding people on YouTube who are good at communicating it. For evolution, R&Raw and Viced Rhino are two really, really great atheist content creators who break down all of that scientific stuff directly to refute a lot of creationist claims. From the historical standpoint, I started buying history books, right? Right now I'm reading Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi, and it talks about the founding of the United States, but from the position of here is what happened to the African people who were brought over and enslaved, and here's what George Washington was really like, and here's what Thomas Jefferson was really like. And it's giving me a new perspective on a whole lot of stuff that, because I was raised in a very kind of white nationalist, kind of conservative Christianity, I had no idea about. So on the one hand, it is very overwhelming, and it's going to be for a little while, and that's okay. It's understandable. It makes sense. But after a while, once you've got the basics down, it's actually really fun and really exciting to be like, oh, I get to experience all of this as an adult, as someone who is excited to learn, as someone who has the freedom to pursue this in any direction I want. If I'm curious about early American history, that's what I'm going to go for. If I'm curious about what we were talking about before, the civilizations in prehistory and the Fertile Crescent, that's what I'm going to focus on. It is a mindset shift for sure. And it doesn't have to happen right away, but I would suggest kind of framing it in that way. It's not that you have done anything wrong and you're behind and you need to make up for it. This is an opportunity to educate yourself in whatever direction you want without guilt, without anyone shaming you for it. And if you have questions, that's where we come in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of want to tie in there. And that is that you are improving your toolkit.
Yeah.
And that is all there is to it. The better you have the tools to understand things around you.
I said, I heard the only thing that I heard was you are improving, and then I broke out for a sec.
You're improving your toolkit.
Oh, yeah.
That toolkit of epistemology that you're breaking out every time you're learning something new. As long as you've got a good handle on that, yeah, it's an adventure. I entirely agree. There's another actual recent channel that opened up that goes into how to investigate things. It's called How to Skeptic. And it's V's new thing.
Channel, isn't it? I forgot about subscribing to that.
Absolutely subscribe to that. Of course, I'm going to plug it.
We do talk on that show, or will. There's only one episode out so far, but we do. That is the focus of it. Less about here are the things to memorize, here are the things to know, and more about, okay, how do you determine if this is a good source, and how do you determine if you're absorbing something that's biased versus something that has been controlled for that. So a lot of the research mindset is what we'll focus on there. So comparing that with a lot of the other science educators and history educators online, to me, that's the best path forward, or at least the one I took.
Absolutely. Marissa, hopefully that helps.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.